When I tell you, I am bored of watching Arsenal play. I mean, if you're ever feeling sleepy, honestly, just put an Arsenal game and you can go to sleep. In my preview video, I was saying I hope we can get this game wrapped up in the first leg and then rest the players in the second leg. And my God, was I wrong? Because today was just a eyesore almost to watch, man, because we were just so slow, boring, and it's not even the first time I'm saying it. Like, how many times as Arsenal have we been saying the same line? Like, today just wasn't good enough. We were slow and predictable and boring to watch. No urgency. It feels like we're saying the same thing every week. Because that's how we've been playing since. I just don't remember the last good performance we had over a course of 90 minutes. I mean, people will say the Spurs game, but every week Spurs lose, it just diminishes our performance. It just makes our performance look even worse because Spurs are literally that poor. But yeah, look, for me, honestly, I think we got lucky with a draw today. That penalty, honestly, on another day, it won't be given because it was just, it was one of those pens that it was a slight touch that really got him, that made Maduka fall over. But like I said, I think it was quite soft, but we take it. But but yeah, look, I know a lot of people are gonna say in the comments, winning is all that matters, and I agree. Winning is all that matters. If we play like this and we win trophies, I am not going to complain. But the thing is, these performances will catch up to you. We've seen it catch up to us against Wolves away, Brentford. Like these performances will catch up to you. You can't win trophies playing on such fine margins. We started the game well. We had some bright moments, but after that, I mean, the rest of the game, it just went past us. I mean, the players almost coasted. Um, it just didn't look like the players knew what to do. We couldn't build up. Anytime we got close to the box, we just ran out of ideas. It was Saka to Timber to Zubimendi, back to Cape, back to Martinelli, and then we just lose the ball. I mean, it was just like the players completely were out of ideas anytime we got close to the box. And I think it was on the players today as well as the manager because the football today. I mean, why? I mean, it's not even just today. I mean, why am I watching Yuri and Timber in more dangerous player positions than Saka? Why am I seeing Timber more in the box than Saka? Why is our centre back Saliba the one to build up our attacks? Why isn't the midfielders progressing the ball to build up the attacks? Because they're not. Why is that our fullbacks have such an important role in building our attacks? The closer to goal, both fullbacks are closer to goal than our wingers. I'm not a tactical expert, but come on, like, surely you put your best players closer to goal. Like, they're the ones that could actually make a difference. And this Timber and Nketiah partnership, sometimes it just doesn't work. I feel like it's not dynamic enough. We become a bit too predictable with both. I think if one plays, I think for example, if Timber plays, then Calafiori should play or Lewis Skelly. If Nketiah plays, maybe play a Ben White. I know Ben White is injured right now, but I feel like sometimes with them two pairing, I feel like we're a bit too defensive. On top of that, we have two defensive midfielders as well. I feel like sometimes we just need some players with something more adventurous into the team, and that's why sometimes I feel like Lewis Skelly should be playing, Calafiori should be playing. Now, of course, the big talking, but everyone's gonna be talking about. Let's talk about Bukayo Saka. I think Saka was very poor today. Probably one of his worst performances in a very, very long time. Honestly, I think it was worst performance ever in an Arsenal shirt, and I know it's gonna be a big talking point. And rightly, he got hooked. And to be honest, I'm not gonna get onto him because I think it was like usually plays well. It was just a one bad performance. I'm not gonna go into him. He's done so much for us, so I will allow him. But I just feel like we do the most basic things. Like we just overcomplicate the most basic things. I feel like sometimes when you have Martinelli running in circles just to make a simple 5 yard pass, something he could have done 30 seconds ago. We have players dwelling on the ball. Each of them just keep pointing at spaces. Each time they get a ball, one points to another one, the other one points to another one. They just love pointing into empty spaces when none of them even go to that empty space. And the thing is, ultimately in the Champions League you need magic to win it. That's why you see teams like PSG, you see teams like Real Madrid win it, because they have that magic, they have that fire in their attack line. I mean, you saw PSG today. If you haven't watched it, go see that game, see their attack line. And the thing is, we just don't have that magic, and which is fine. Manchester City, when they won the Champions League a few seasons ago, yes, Haaland was there, he had that magic, but they were just a structured team and they were able to create chances. Arsenal, Even although we don't have magic, the way to counteract is we need to just create more chances. We need to be a bit more adventurous and play with some urgency. I'm not saying play gun ho football. Just have some urgency. Put our dangerous players closer to goal. Why am I seeing Timber and Capier as our inside forwards? I was really surprised, by the way, with the lineup, because I honestly thought Kai Havertz would start, and I think he should have started. Put Ez on that left wing, because that's where honestly some of our best performances have come from in the Champions League. And yeah, I feel like we could have just moved the ball much more quicker. We were just dwelling on it for way too long, and it just meant that the opposition were able to get into position. There was of course some few positives. I think Eze looked good. He had some bright moments. I think Declan Rice looked okay. Saliba looked good. But apart from that, nothing else. Actually, yeah, Madueke, when he came on, he looked good. He gave us some energy, something that we lacked, some urgency that this whole team lacked. And he even won us the penalty as well. So for me, he probably be the man of the match today for Arsenal. But yeah, because to be honest, if it wasn't for the penalty, I don't know if we would have scored today, because we were not good in open play. But yeah, Leverkusen defended well, but at the same time, like I said, we didn't really offer much. We really didn't test them. We came out with a draw at least, and it's all to play for at the Emirates, which is absolutely crazy to say, because we literally are on one of the easy. We literally have the easiest side of the draw. Okay, you got Bayern Leverkusen. No disrespect to them, Sporting Lisbon and Bodo Glimt, and we are somehow making it difficult for ourselves. Somehow we're going life and death against these teams, and I just don't understand it. All I want to see is just some urgency with the play, man. That's all I want to see. Now, for me, I don't know if it's a pressure game to them, or whether they come in with that mentality not to lose the game, because so many times they keep saying that line, it's bound, if you can't win, don't lose. They've been saying that line so many times, and I think they come in with that mentality. I think they literally came in with the mentality of, let's not win, let's just keep your jaw, don't go too much into the game, don't go just play it smart, don't force stuff. And I literally think that's the mentality they came in with the game today, because you saw the performance today and it literally reflected that type of mentality, to play conservative, not to force stuff if it's not there. And yeah, we got what we deserved, which was a draw. To be honest, we're lucky to even get a draw. By the way, that referee today was absolutely awful, shocking, so dramatic as well, giving fouls for any stupid little things. At one point, Kai Havertz was just standing there in the corner and somehow he got yellow carded. So that referee was just awful today. But yeah, I know it sounds like we lost today, but come on, I mean, you're in the Champions League. You got one of the easiest sides of the draw, against a team that is not the same team that have been in. They're not the same team a few years ago, and somehow we almost went life and death against them. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I'm overreacting? Because I know for a fact, I know some of you guys definitely didn't enjoy that performance. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.